Okay. So, I have been, there's been a lot of offerings that I've been taking the last couple of weekends to really um, listen to some different spiritual teachers and different practices. The Ram Dass Foundation did a retreat last weekend, and with some of the speakings with Ram Dass and people influenced by Ram Dass, and I was really loving that. And just been really following cues. Some of you know I've been caring for my father, and it's been a intense couple of years. And so I've been already, my life has kind of been going inwards. And so I have just been allowing myself to keep going and even refining more and more inwards. And so this is just really an invitation, as I'm sure a lot of you already are, but to really take our practice to be even more subtle, even more nurturing, even more loving to our deepest self. And one of the great opportunities that we're being offered right now is to really slow down. And so to literally, I've never had a fast practice. That's just never appealed to me. But I'm noticing that even in my relatively steady practice, what has become curious and interesting to me is to really slow down and feel the movements and make them much more, even more intentional and even more loving towards myself, and even more honoring this inner sanctuary of this body we get to inhabit, and the aliveness that we get to live as. And so just that's the invitation today, to really let the movements be an inquiry into the experience of embodiment, into the experience of going even deeper inwards than you might even possibly have thought you were interested in, or wanted to, or knew was possible. And to just, be curious about what that's like. I'd invite you to take a comfortable seat. And so to sit well, sitting that your hips are higher than or the same height as your knees, and sitting well. And we'll be doing some breathing and meditation at the end. And again, also to, if sitting on the floor with your props, your pillows or cushions or blankets isn't comfortable enough, to always feel free, if you have a chair nearby or a bed, something to prop you up. If you're, most important is to be comfortable, to really allow ourselves, especially at this time, to be comfortable. And so as you sit well, and you can rock side to side and maybe feel the weight shift in your sitting bones, and feel the sense of rooting, of connection with the earth, especially now, just the day after Earth Day. And even sense this subtle grounding of hips down, of tailbone down, of sitting bones down, of outer hips and outer thighs. So there's a real sense of groundedness, and that you allow that groundedness to happen without too much mental thinking, so that you can actually feel, maybe, or invite the invitation, the imagination, to feel rooted and to feel settled effortlessly. And then keeping that to feel a sense of lift all the way up your spine through the vertebrae effortlessly, and to maybe subtly, very gently tip your chin down towards your chest, so that you feel a length through the back of the skull and a broadness through the back of the skull. You can inhale and feel the chest fill with the breath. And you might even bring the elbows close to the chest and turn the palms out. And then just feel that the elbows stay close as you rest the palms gently down on the legs, so that you help the spine stay effortlessly elongated and lifted. And just taking a moment to release anything that you might be carrying metaphorically or emotionally or physically on your shoulders, to just drop it, to soften, to let that go, whatever or whomever you're carrying on your shoulders, to really invite it to release. And we can do that with maybe 3 breaths. So you can take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale, sigh, sigh it out through the mouth. And 2 more. And 1 more. So really we practice arriving into this moment. And I'd invite you to set an intention, and the power of intention, of really allowing our energy and our focus. So the intention might be for just this class. It might be maybe for the rest of the evening, for the week, the rest of the month. Whatever intention might come to you, you can trust that that is good guidance. One of the beautiful invitations from Ram Dass is the intention of I am loving awareness. I am loving awareness. So that as you're moving through your practice, you can be loving awareness with your practice. That it doesn't matter too much about the forms or whatever else happens. It's about your being a loving awareness with your practice as your practice. So perhaps just setting that intention for yourself and feeling as if you were planting a very gentle, tender seedling around the heart space as that intention. And then just asking that that intention be honored. Just very gently. And then from there, taking a moment to simply notice the form of your body, the physical form, the muscles and bones, the steadiness, the strength and earthy quality holding you up. That form. And then maybe tuning into the heartbeat, or you might feel a pulse in your fingertips or a pulse at your wrists or a pulse in your throat or your chest. That aliveness, that liquid flow of the blood and the heart pumping oxygen and cleansing. And if you notice any awareness in the abdomen, the belly, or the head, sensing into that quality of fire, the fire of our digestion, our physical digestion and our mental digestion, of turning one thing into another thing, so that even the quality of thoughts, which is pulsing through the neural system as electrical fire, that even that is a process of transformation. That's a process of light. So that you don't need to try to stop your thoughts, but yet you can simply observe them from an elemental perspective with loving awareness. And then allowing yourself to feel into the spaces of the body, maybe the spaces around the eyeballs, or the space in the nostrils, or the space in the mouth and the throat, the space, the cavities in the skull and deep in the ears. Maybe sensing into the spaciousness of the torso, the abdominal cavity, and the spaces within your limbs. Even the bones are filled with space. And then maybe even sensing into the space all around you, just beyond your skin. The space that is holding you very lovingly in this moment. And then you can just float your palms very, very slowly in front of your heart and be really intentional. Like, what does it feel like to move my palms very slowly in honor of my heart, in honor of this intention? As if you were maybe holding your intention for the practice very tenderly in front of the heart, this gentle heart of yours. And if you'd like, you can join me for the sound of 3 ohms and the power of Om, which is really the vibration that moves through our body, a vibration of the highest intentionality, a vibration of the highest expression of yourself and aliveness. And to feel that vibration literally reorganizing through you. Or perhaps just simply to tune in and to listen to my Om, through which I will be very intentionally sending out my loving awareness to each and every one of you. And so we'll take a deep breath in. And slowly, slowly bowing to your heart, your alive, tender, wondrous heart. And then slowly releasing the hands, lifting the head, opening the eyes. Okay, and we'll just start with a little bit of self-lymphatic massage. It's nice to feel our own sense of touch, honoring our embodiment. So you can take, I'm not going to mirror you, I'm going to do the same side. So your right fist, and you can bring it to your left shoulder and just give a little massage to the neck, to the back of the shoulder. So we're moving the lymph, stimulating the immune system. You can go around the shoulder girdle and then down through the front of the arm. There's a lot of lymph in the armpits, down through the forearms. Come a little closer so you guys can see me. And down through the palm, in the fingers. Good, and then coming back up. Just gonna move my, muted. Okay. And coming back all the way up. Okay, and just taking a moment to notice one side, you might feel more stimulation, tingling, aliveness, blood flow, it's a good thing. And then we'll do the other side. So taking your left fist and massaging around the neck and the shoulder girdle. And then coming down into the arm, the bicep, the armpit, the forearms, into the wrists and the palms, and then coming back up. Good, okay. And then you can bring your fist gently to the collarbones and the sides of the collarbones and down the sides of the body. And then you can adjust your legs as you need to, whatever is comfortable, and come down around the outer hips, the lower hips, little hip love. Send yourself some hip love. And perhaps around the sacrum, back around the sacrum, and then coming back around the front and down the front of the thighs. And you can keep going down the calves. Maybe even palm your calves and down to the ankles and the feet. And then gently coming back up. So you're sending yourself some love, waking up, stimulating the lymph, getting the lymph to flow, white blood cells, immune system love, coming back up, back around to the sacrum. And you might come around, so from the sacrum up the sides, just as far as you can reach, little shoulder stretch as well. And back down around the sacrum and the hips. Okay, and then we'll come to the crown. Your little fingers on the crown and down through the muscles of the forehead and down to the temples, releasing all these small little muscles, which we don't even know are working around our jaw, can go down the sides of the face, around the ears, and under the jaw, and down to the collarbones, and we'll do that again around the ears, and under the jaw, and the throat, and the collarbones. And maybe just one more round wherever feels good, the temples, the forehead, under the eyes, the cheekbones. Little self-love. I am loving awareness. Good. Okay, and then just release and take a moment to notice. Notice whatever you feel, maybe aliveness. Just observing with loving awareness, whatever you notice. All right, and then as you're ready, let's come to standing. Okay. And as you're standing, you can slowly feel your palms, bring your palms together in front of your heart. We're gonna make gentle wrist movements, wrist circles with the palms. So you're starting with the palms together and slowly circle through the backs of the hands. And feeling your feet on the earth, feeling the nice tall spine, giving your little wrists some love if they have been plugging away at a non-ergonomic keyboard. And then slowly reversing. Trying to stay nice and tall with your spine, extending through the vertebrae, extending through the back of the head. Good, okay, and then release. And we're gonna do slow movements as you inhale, bringing the arms up overhead and coming up onto your tippy toes, and exhale, slowly coming down. So you'll inhale, try to coordinate. Inhale, so top of the inhale, your arms are up. Bottom of the inhale, your arms and heels are down. Going slow as you need, you can recruit the glute muscles lovingly to help you with the balance. A gentle, loving squeeze. And do that 5 more times to your best capacity. So again, it doesn't really matter how high you go, if you're wobbly. Can you be loving awareness through this practice of extension and length and coming back? Let's do 4 more times with your breath. Maybe with the mantra, I am loving awareness. Good. Okay. And then as you're ready, coming back and just noticing, taking a moment to feel inside, to be curious. What's happening now? What do you notice? Okay. You're going to step your feet a little bit wider than hip distance. Toes are still facing forward. And you're going to inhale the left arm up and slide the right arm down your side, stretching down through the roots of the legs and inhaling to come up. Inhaling the right arm up, exhale, slide the left arm down, really rooting to earth in honor of Earth Day, in honor of our connectedness, and inhaling up. So you want to really feel the opposite leg, the leg you're moving away for, really ground and grow roots down. And inhaling, coming up. So it's not about how far you go. Your opposite arm can just slide down your leg so that it helps you stay connected to the midline. And we'll do 3 more times on each side and going slow. This is the invitation again. Go slow and be curious. What is happening? Where am I gripping? Where is not online? Exploring this gift of embodiment right now in this moment, which has never happened before and which will never happen again. Exploring your unique presence and form. Drawing the mind inwards, deeper in. One more time each side. Maybe feeling, sending some loving awareness to any grippy or sticky parts. Good. And then coming back to center, taking a moment to just notice. Once again, turn your awareness in, either closing your eyes or gazing down, and simply observe, feel. And then we can step our feet a little bit wider again, wider than hip distance this time. We're gonna do just a very gentle twist with the breath, a moving twist. So you can feel your arms, really loosen your arms, shake your arms out so the arms are not pulling you into the twist. And then we'll inhale and exhale, turning from the belly. So you can make soft fist with your hands. And again, you're giving yourself maybe a little massage around the sides. The arms can move up. The arms are just swinging as a result of the spine turning. Maybe the fists give you a little massage of your torso, your shoulders. The face is relaxed. Letting the body go back, the arms go back down. Really relaxing the arms. Swinging from your center, your core line, all the way deep in the spine or front of the spine. Good. And then letting the arms slowly come to rest, bringing the feet back to center, taking a moment to simply notice, to observe. Okay. And then let's stand on the left leg and point the right toes and flex the right toes. You can bring your hands to your hips. And as you're pointing and flexing, so this is also balance for the left leg. Notice if you're dropping into your outer left foot. Can you push the ball of the left big toe and the inner heel of the left leg down more? And maybe feel your spine lift a little bit more to help with balance. Good. And then you can circle the right ankle, really pushing down through the inner left foot. You can squeeze the hips together, circle the ankle in the other direction. Good. Maybe try to spell your name with your right toes. Relax the jaw. Okay. And then let's slowly release. Okay. And shift the weight over onto your right foot. And again, find the inner line of the right body. This is, again, that invitation to come to center. So the center line is the inner right foot as you point the left toes and flex the left toes. And feeling this elongation of your spine from tail going down to crown going up, shoulders can relax. Really pushing the floor away from you with your right leg, nice and strong. Good, and then circling the ankle in one direction and circling in the opposite direction. Good, and then maybe writing your last name. Strengthening those tiny little ankle muscles that help us so much. Good, and then release the hands. Take a moment to notice. Closing your eyes or going in, simply observing. Okay. And then let's turn to face the top of our mat if you're not already. And start with your feet a happy distance apart and really root your feet down. And as you root your feet down, imagine the roots growing deep into the earth, especially from the heel, the back of the heel. Feel the whole back of the torso, the back of the hips, the back of the legs, the flesh of the buttocks rooting down. We are connected to that which nurtures us in this planet. And then from there, inhale, move your arms slowly, nourishingly up as far as feels comfortable. You can bring the palms to touch wherever they reach in front of you, and slowly exhale down the midline, in front of the third eye center, the throat center, and back down to the heart. So inhaling, pushing the feet down into the earth, sending the arms wide from the heart, coming up to the degree that's comfortable. Exhaling with reverence to this embodiment, bring the palms down the midline. And let's do that 3 more times. See if you can feel maybe I am loving awareness. So honor your intention. Again, your intention, like you're really drawing it deep into your center. So again, the invitation is to slow down. Like, what would it feel like if you went really, really slowly? This is part of what life is asking us right now. Such an interesting invitation. And then we'll do one more time. Inhale, floating the arms up. As you exhale and bring the hands down the midline, this time bend the knees and keep going down the midline. You can inhale your hands just above your knees, long spine from tail to crown. Exhaling, bending the knees. Inhaling, slide the hands up just above the knees, long spine. Exhaling, bend the knees. Inhale, long spine, push the earth away from you. Hands to hips, root down through the heels. Take your time as once more the arms come up and slide down in front of your heart. Okay. We'll do that again. See if you can have the sense or the invitation, every movement is really honoring this body that houses you. You are not your body, you have a body. We have a body. What a blessing, what a delight. But we are so much more than our bodies. So as we inhale, root down from the hips to earth, open from the heart, honor the sky. Exhale, bring that down into center as you fold over your midline. Knees can bend as much as you need. Inhale, slide the hands up above the thighs. The bum goes back, your heart pulls forward. You can tuck the chin, feel the back of the neck long. Exhale, fold. Inhale, feel the tailbone reach back, the collarbones forward. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, we're literally pranaming, bowing to this vessel of our self, our unique self. Inhale, hands to your hips, elbows to the shoulder, to the sky, root down through the feet, rise up, bring the arms up, and very lovingly drawing the palms down in front of the center into the heart. And one more time on your own, use this as an inquiry. Go as slow as you need to. We will be here, we will wait. Enjoy. Enjoy. Good. And whenever you have finished taking your time, just standing at the top of your mat, in mountain pose, the palms can stay in front of the heart very tenderly. The palms can float down by your sides, palms face forward. You can close your eyes or gaze in and feel yourself as a connection between this earth, this steady stability, this nourishment, and between the spaciousness of the entire universe above you. That you are a vessel connecting the two. And just take 3 breaths here. See if you can really enjoy the breath moving through your body. Okay. We'll add to those sun salutes just a little bit more. So I'll show you first. It's just a little different variation of the sun salute. So as you inhale, coming up, exhale, tracing the midline, bending your knees deeply, you'll step your right leg back and bring the back knee down. Inhaling to come up, you can press into that opposite thigh. Exhaling into your table, your puppy pose, excuse me, or your downward facing dog. And then inhaling to the other side, the right leg, same leg forward, coming up. Exhaling, stepping the back leg forward, knees bend, coming up, and exhaling. So I'll guide you through it. It's just a little variation. We'll go slow and be curious, okay? So feet at happy distance apart. Inhale, root down, open up. Palms lovingly come down to center as you exhale and fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to bring your right knee down. Bring your hands to the left leg. Inhale, nice tall spine as much as you can. Exhale, palms press down, stepping into puppy pose, or downward dog. Your hips are lifted either way, knees down or knees up. Inhale, come forward to table. Swing the right leg or bring the right leg forward. Inhale, tall spine, push the palms down, lift through the spine. Exhale, fold, step the left leg back, forward. Inhale, hands to hips, push down to come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Okay, we'll repeat it on the left side. Inhale, root down, rise up. Exhale, fold at the midline. Deeply bend the knees. Exhale your left leg back. Bring your hands to the right thigh. Nice tall spine. Inhale. Exhale, fold, hands back to the mat. Puppy pose, so either knees down or down dog. Inhale, can swing or walk your left leg forward, hands up to the left leg, nice and tall on the spine. Exhale, fold, step the right leg forward. Inhale, hands to the hips, push down, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll do another round of that. Again, you can go as slow as you want. We don't have to stay in sync. Do this in a way that is literally honoring your body in this moment. That is thanking your body for carrying you around, thanking your body for breathing and digesting for you, thanking your immune system. It is a salute, a sun salute. So what does it mean to salute your body as this solar aliveness? Okay, so follow your own pacing and honor your breath as you inhaling, just guide you, and exhaling to fold. Let's start with the right leg back and inhaling up, tall spine, tailbone down, exhale. Puppy pose or dog. Inhale, bring your right leg forward. Hands to the thighs, nice and tall spine. Exhale, step the left leg forward. Inhale, hands to your hips, root down. Rise the arms up. Exhale, tracing the midline to heart. The other side, inhale. Exhale, honoring deeply as you fold. Step the left leg back. Bring the hands to the front thigh, come up. Feel the heart open or expand, exhale. Puppy pose or down dog. Inhale the left leg forward. Bring the hands to thigh, lift up. Exhale, step the back leg forward. Knees can stay bent. Inhale, hands to your hips, push the feet down. Come all the way up. And palms to heart. Just pause for a moment here. Again, you can keep your hands at your heart or release the palms down. Just noticing your aliveness. Okay. And then let's take our feet a little bit wide, not quite as wide as the wrists, but a little bit less wide. And you can bring your hands to your hips. So the feet start straight, the legs start straight, excuse me. And you want to feel your roots. So you have an inner and outer foot. You have the back of the heel, and you have the part of the foot right behind the toes. All of your feet are very important. So see if you can spread your weight distribution, especially into the inner heel, especially into the outer heel, especially into the front of the heel. And as you keep that, you're going to bend your right knee and keep rooting the heels as you just start to stretch down into the left leg, and then inhale to come up, and exhale, really grow the roots down. Your spine is tall. The tendency is to want to kind of tip forward. So you can just notice that if you kept your spine upright and you felt your tailbone lengthening and your crown lifting, what would that mean? It might mean that you got less outer physical movement, but maybe you awaken something different in the hips or the pelvis. So really pressing your opposite foot away from you. And if you've got anything going on with your knees, you want to try to keep the knees so that they're not buckling in. Okay? And we just are opening up the outer hips, the inner hips a little bit. And you can be curious about this. So one of the beautiful things about yoga is it's kind of a process of inquiring about our bodies. So what happens if you take your arms out to the side? How does that feel? What happens if you turn your palms up? Maybe some of you might feel like you want your arms to be overhead. Maybe some of you want to feel what it's like with your arms out in front, or with your arms behind you interlacing through the fingers. What does that do if you want a little chest opener? So this pose, we're all unique individuals. So give yourself a little bit of freedom to where do your arms want to be right now? Or yeah, some of you, there's some dancers in the room. I love that. Yeah, getting some fluid going. That's beautiful. Yeah. Okay. And then we're going to just come back to center. Just take a moment to pause. You can step your feet in. Take a moment to notice. We just check in this process of embodiment, of becoming embodied. Fascinating journey. Just noticing. And then we can step wide again. Not as wide as our wrists, a little bit less wide, and your feet are roughly parallel. Actually, let's turn the toes out a little bit. And bend your knees, and you want to track the knees over the hips. So you do not want the knees to drop in at all. If that's the case, you're going to want to narrow the feet a little bit or turn the feet in. So your knees are tracking with the toes, And the tendency is to stick your butt out. So see if you can drop your buttocks, lift through the abdomen, and really ground through the heels. You'll find an awakening heat in the legs. And then imagine, so we're the witches and wizards of the world, and we're stirring the pot of the world right now. And we're stirring up a cauldron of healing, a cauldron of love, a cauldron of kindness, a cauldron of compassion, right? We're stirring this up because these are the things that the world needs now. And then we'll reverse directions. And as you do that, really use your intentionality, pour your blessings into this glorious planet, to this wondrous experience of being human, and all of those people who are suffering, and see if you can really send them in this cauldron of goodness, this cauldron of love. And then we can reach down into this cauldron and the power of the earth and bring it up and send it up out through the sky. Or maybe we just want to pour it down over us first. And then we reach down, trying to drop the bum rather than reaching it back. Bring up all that goodness, and either bringing it down over you or sending it all around. And one more time. And again, feeling that you're blessing your body. And then we can come back to center. Noticing your feet on the earth, palms face forward if that's comfortable. And either drinking in those blessings into your heart, or perhaps as you breathe those blessings into your heart, then on your exhale, sending it back out to a person or to people in need. The power and the potentiality of this practice is we do it so that we can be more present, that we can be of greater service with love, that we take care of ourselves so that we can be the calm person in the room, that we can be the loving person in the room, that we can be as patient in our experience as possible. And then let's open our legs wide again, this time as wide as the wrists. Let's turn our right toes in, our left toes out. Your left knee tracking over your left toes. You can bring the hands to your hips and take a moment and feel your hips. You can even press your hips down so that you were rooting from the outer hips. You can even tuck the outer hips under a little bit and ground into the heels more, so that in the the opposite effect, your spine is kind of lengthening out of your hips and through the crown. You can inhale, windmill your arms open, and exhale, push the front leg straight. Exhale, soften the hands and bend, press into the heels to inhale, come up. And exhale to bend that front knee to your capacity with love, inhaling and exhaling. And maybe holding, or maybe moving with the breath for the next 3 breaths. So your choice if you want to hold with love or if moving would be most loving for yourself. Honor what you need. Good. And then let's inhale to come up and switch to the opposite direction. Left toes turn in, right toes turn out. Bending the front knee, making sure the knee does not drop inwards. You want the front knee to track towards the middle of the foot. Hands to your hips, and take a moment to root. Really use your upper body, your arms, to push down and root. Grow your roots in your heels, especially the back heel. Find that you can have a sense of lift maybe in the arches, and that lift comes all the way up into the diaphragm, all the way up into the palate of the mouth, all the way up into the top of the head. And then from there, taking the arms out, maybe turn the palms up or just rest the arms down on water. Inhale, extend the front leg. Exhale, press into both heels to bend. Inhaling. and going as far as feels good for you. So you've already arrived. We're constantly arriving. So enjoying this as an inquiry. And again, the next 3 breaths, either holding or moving. What would feel the best for you? And then inhaling to come back to center. Just come back to the middle, release your hands, take a moment to just notice. Notice aliveness. Notice sensation, loving awareness. And then let's step the legs wide one more time. Right toes turn in, left toes turn out. This time your both legs are straight. Okay. Once again, bring your hands to your hips and push your hips down towards the earth. And you can kind of wiggle your torso and your waistline up and out of your hip girdle. So you're lengthening. From there, open the arms out to the side, ground into your heels. Root lovingly from the base of your spine and start to hinge your hips. So your hips are tilting back towards the right. The whole pelvis is tilting. Move slow, right? So we're not even going down yet. And then let's inhale, push into the feet and come back up. Relax the shoulders, okay? Good, yes, exactly. Good. Exhale, hinge. So the whole pelvis is tipping. Your right hip is lifting, the left hip is dipping. And inhale, push into the feet strongly to come up. We're doing this to train the legs to be so solid. The leg muscles can even squeeze into the center so that as you start to tip and reach out with your fingers, opposite fingers, so your back fingers reach back too, then as you bring the right arm down to wherever it lands, the right fingers are not holding you, your legs are holding you. Maybe the back hand comes to the back hip. Take a big deep breath, push into the legs and try to lengthen the spine. And enjoying the breath. Inhale, pushing down to come all the way up. Good, and let's switch to the other side. All good? Isn't it different when your legs are bearing the weight in triangle? It's a very different experience. Okay, so back toes turn in, right toes turn out. Again, let your hands ground you. So we're just preparing our foundation. It's actually all that yoga is the preparing the foundation, the ground, the nutrients, the, what's the word I'm looking for? The terroir. We're preparing our terroir, okay? So as you find that length down through your legs, out through your heels, you can wiggle your torso up and away. So the body is already a little bit lighter. The crown is lifting, okay? Then take your arms out to the side, light, rest the shoulders down. Push so strongly, like you're trying to push your mat apart as you send the hips back to the left now. Reaching through the fingers and then inhale, come up. Good, really try to pull your mat apart with the strength of your legs. Hinge, the left hip is going up, the right hip is dipping. Reach through the back fingertips to bring you up. Good, one more time. Expansive, like you're floating. You're reaching out with both fingertips. Then when you reached your place, let the right fingertips rest. The left hand can come to the left hip. Your legs may be still pushing the mat apart. Maybe you can feel a length from your tailbone reaching down through the back leg and out through the crown. Inhale, push the feet down to come all the way up. Good, bring your feet back to center. Just take a moment to notice. Maybe tune into your heart space, that tender aliveness. Maybe send out a compassionate wave to all those who could use it right now. Okay. All right, how's everybody doing? Good, okay. Let's do this. We're gonna come to stand. We'll do one more standing. Do you guys have, well, let me ask, do you guys have it in you to do one more standing pose? Yeah, okay, great, awesome. So we're gonna stand with our left foot forward, our right foot maybe 2.5 feet back. You wanna stand wide enough side to side, wide enough that you can get your hips to face the same direction as your toes. Can bring your hands to your hips. And take a moment, once again, like we've been doing, to root. Bring your hands to the top of the hip joints, hip bones, and press down and feel your legs, like your legs were going through the mat, through the earth. And simultaneously, you have a sense like you're wiggling your torso, liberating your torso from the shell of your pelvis. And you're doing that in a way that is inquiring, not commanding, right? You're in dialogue with your body, not the master of it. You're listening as well. And so as you feel that lift, you might draw the elbows back and the shoulders back. And as you notice that the elbows come back, you feel a little arch in your back. To support your arch, you want to lengthen the flesh of the buttocks down through the legs, especially the back leg. Lengthen the flesh of the buttocks down. Keep that back leg lengthening from your buttocks as you start to hinge forward, and there's a little bit of a twist towards your front leg. So move slowly. Let's actually come up, inhale, and I want you to do this so slowly that you notice if your back leg decides to go somewhere else. And try not to let it, because this leg, this is a very interesting pose, and it looks so simple, and there is a lot going on. So as you move very slowly and with integrity and strength through your legs, notice if your back leg can stay connected. At some point, you might have to come up a little bit and root the buttocks down a little bit more so that your heart is coming a little bit more over the front leg. And you notice if the toes are gripping and you try to relax the toes. So I don't even want us to come down into the pose. I want us to just feel, are we including our back leg? And you can push into the ball of your front foot. You can push into the front heel to maybe get a little bit more inquiry of the back leg's presence. And then inhale, push the feet down to come up. Okay. Did you guys, was there any luck in noticing that that back leg can be part of your team more? Yeah, anybody feel that? Yes, awesome, very cool. Okay, that's the key to this pose. It's the key to all standing poses, but specifically in this one. So let's do the other side. So stepping your left leg back, right leg forward, wide enough side to side. You need to be wide enough so that you can get a comfortable, this is a twist in addition to a forward bend. Hands to your hips, really push, push, push down and lengthen, crawl your abdomen up. You can bring the elbows and shoulders back. Take a moment, notice you've got a nice space in your chest, but you've got a nice arch in your back. So shift the hips and pour the buttocks down into the back leg as you start to slowly fold. And then let's inhale, come up, and we reroute the inner back foot, inner back heel. As you slowly go so slowly, you can notice if your hip bones want to widen at the front, if you want to splay, and instead feel like you can wrap, like this forward bends are wrapping. So inhale, come up. One more, let me just show you guys. It's this wrapping. So instead of opening here, this is a forward fold. We're folding in. There's a broadening and a narrowing, which feeds into that back leg, yeah? So let's just try that one more time, going so slow. You can really feel the back leg. Rooting, relaxing the toes. Maybe pressing that front big toe, front heel. The tailbone is connected to the back leg so that the crown can lengthen. And then inhale to come up. Good, come to stand in the middle of your mat, release the hands. take a moment to notice. Let's just take 3 breaths. The joy of breath. Okay. And let's come to lie on our backs. Hallelujah. Let's see. Okay. And draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a nice hug. We're going to get ready for Shavasana because I want to make sure we've got some time for some pranayama, some breathing, and some meditation. And that you should feel some nice heat and warmth from that practice. So good lower legs, strengthening, stabilizing. So draw your knees in, give yourself a nice hug. You can rock side to side, massage the sacrum. Some of you might want to take a happy baby pose, or simply bring the hands below the knees and drop the shins wide. I like to do to open the pelvic floor. And then taking your time and finding what you need. Try to stay very slow and intentional as you come into your Shavasana. If there's anything else you need to do for your body, you can take a moment to do that. Once you find your way into your Shavasana, allow the first few breaths to be letting go breaths. So to let go of your practice, to let go of any holding in the body, to really allow your body to feel supported by the earth, by gravity, loving, loving force of gravity. To use your exhale to see if you can melt a little bit more, to soften a little bit more. With every exhale, you might feel, I am safe, I am supported, I am peaceful. With every exhale, you might feel, I am healthy, I am more and more relaxed. I am healthy, I am more and more relaxed. And then perhaps just simply imagining a field of light all around your body. It might be a certain color. It might be gold and white light. An ocean of love around your whole body, your whole form. And perhaps simply sensing that this ocean of love and peace and healing is permeating every pore of your being. That you don't have to do anything, but that you are already, that you are constantly receiving effortlessly through the skin, into the muscles and bones, into the tissues and cells, into every single part of you, into the deepest parts of you. That you, all you have to do is be and receive in this ocean of love and light all around. Human being, rather than human doing. Human being. You can slowly notice your breath moving through your body. And deepen your inhale, deepen your exhale. Receive another deep, delicious inhale and offer another deep, cleansing exhale. Gently bringing movement to your body, sliding the thumbs over the fingertips or wiggling fingers and toes, hands and feet. And start to move the head side to side or stretch the arms, just awakening the body and taking your time. As you roll over to your side, use the strength of your arms to press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Once more, we'll sit well, so sitting with your hips higher than or at the same height as your knees, so finding your blankets and pillows, taking your time. Or finding a chair. Again, I'm going to sit for some breathing and some meditation, so really be comfortable. And once again, you can really shift your hips and find your nice broad base, your wide base. And allow yourself to root, to feel the tailbone, to feel the sitting bones, to feel the outer hips ground and melt into earth, to floor. You can feel a lift up through the front of the abdomen, the front of the spine, to the crown. You can bring your elbows close to the chest, turn the palms up. Take a big inhale, receive the inhale as you lift and expand the chest. Keep that as you float the hands back down, perhaps touching your index finger and the thumb, palms face down for grounding, palms face up for energizing. Maybe gently lifting the back of the skull, so you're broadening the back of the skull. The back of the palate also broadens the whole back body, back of the ribs. And we'll first just take a deep inhale and try to sense the lower third of your abdomen expanding in all directions. And as you exhale, just activating gently deep below the navel to pull the spine back, expelling all the stale air, the carbon dioxide. And as you inhale, the belly softens and fills. Exhale, activating deep navel to spine, pressing the stale air out. And then as you inhale, all you have to do is relax, and the lower third of the belly fills all the way into the low back. So let's take 3 more like that, just activating navel to spine on the exhale with intentionality, hollowing the belly, inhaling, softening. So you're really using the abdomen. You press the air at the bottom of the lungs up and in and out, creating a vacuum for new life, new prana, new oxygen. One more. And then inhaling. Good. And then you can just count your breath, 4 on the count of inhale and 4 on the count of exhale. Doesn't matter what your pace is, just as long as you have that even ratio, samavriti, same movements. You might notice the tiny pause at the top of the inhale as the inhale turns to exhale. And the tiny pause at the bottom of the exhale as the exhale turns to inhale. So you're not holding your breath, you're simply observing those places where the breath transitions. Smooth from the start of the inhale to the end of the inhale. Smooth as you transition from inhale to exhale. Smooth from the start of the exhale to the end of the exhale. Smooth as you transition from exhale to inhale. And then gently starting to lengthen the exhale by a count. So it's the same duration inhale, just gently lengthening the exhale by a count. As long as you can do so comfortably and without any strain in your body or face. If this causes any strain, just stay with the equal ratio. What's most important with breathing practices is that we have a quality of ease and easefulness. As soon as we introduce any strain into the system, we counteract the effect that we're going for. Some of you might be able to extend the count on the exhale by 2 comfortably by using the abdomen at the end of the exhale. When we gently extend the exhale, we send a direct signal to the nervous system and the immune system to relax and renew. The body can begin to devote more of its energy and resources to supporting our base functions, including immunity, including all the amazing regenerative qualities that are built into being human. Instead of running from sources of stress, using our oxygen to prepare for big movements, we can devote those resources to healing, to the deep healing of the immune system. Just take 3 more breaths like that, either the same ratio, smooth, or gently extending the exhale. 3 more. And then as you're ready, you can release that practice, but just stay with your awareness in your breath. Sense that your breath was your awareness was riding the wave of your breath into the ocean of your heart. If you can sense that your awareness was riding the wave of your breath into the ocean of your heart. And as you exhale your awareness, the ocean of your heart just spreads all through the torso. Sensing if you can follow your breath, the wave of your breath landing into the ocean of your heart. On the exhale, that awareness, that loving awareness just spreads throughout your whole inner being. If you notice your mind, you can simply acknowledge its creativity, its innate capacity of aliveness. And then come back to your breath just for another minute. As many times as you wander away with the mind or as far down a path as you may have gone, whenever you remember, just lovingly coming back, the loving awareness of your breath flowing into the ocean of your heart. Letting that awareness spread throughout your whole being on the exhale. can release that practice and just take a moment to simply observe, to notice whatever's present. I invite you to very slowly and tenderly bring your palms together in front of your heart to honor your breath, your body, your loving awareness. We can ask that this practice be of benefit for all living beings in the earth. May all beings know happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings know the deepest happiness which lies beyond suffering. We honor our intention, perhaps the remembrance that we are loving awareness. Maybe we want to carry that intention with us. And so to that, we'll end with one Om, taking a deep breath. Om. The loving awareness in me bows to the loving awareness in you. Thank you guys so much.